Imagine a team spending 6 months on a new app feature. They spend tens of lakhs, sit through hundreds of hours of meetings, and finally, launch day arrives. But when the product goes live, the users ignore it. The result is a heavy financial loss and a total loss of momentum. This happens because the traditional product lifecycle is a linear sequence. You start with an idea, enter a months-long build phase, move to a launch, and only then do you reach the learn phase to see if the idea was actually viable. The problem is that the middle steps, building and launching, consume your available time and capital before you ever find out if the customer actually wants what you're making. Following this path, companies commit massive investments before having data. To solve this, Jake Knapp developed the design sprint at Google Ventures. It bridges the idea directly to the learn phase, bypassing the build and launch loop in exactly 5 days. This isn't a tool for minor bug fixes. Sprints are reserved for high-stakes problems where the team is stuck or a massive amount of money is at risk. The process requires a cross-functional team of 7 people or fewer. This includes experts in finance, experts in tech, and experts in marketing, and one decider, the person with the final authority to make a call when the group is divided. To maintain focus, phones and laptops are banned from the room. The sprint requires the team's full attention for the entire week. These constraints are what allow a team to compress months of standard corporate development into a 120-hour window. Monday is about looking at the big picture. The team starts at the end, asking what it would look like if the project succeeded a year from now, and what specific failures might prevent that from happening. Next, the team maps the customer's experience. This is a simple 5 to 15-step flowchart showing how a user discovers the product and moves toward a successful purchase. To find the weaknesses in this map, the team interviews internal experts. They use "how might we" notes to identify specific vulnerabilities in the current customer journey. By the end of the day, the decider selects one specific, high-risk node on that map. This single target becomes the focus of the entire week. Tuesday shifts to a principle called together alone. The sprint moves away from vocal group brainstorming, which often leads to shallow, compromised ideas. Instead, the team works in silence. Everyone individually takes notes and begins sketching their own layouts and workflows for the target problem. This leads to Crazy Eights, a high-intensity exercise where each person must draw 8 different visual variations of their idea in exactly 8 minutes. It forces the brain past its first, most obvious thoughts. The day ends with a detailed 3-panel storyboard from each member. These sketches must be self-explanatory, using real titles and copy so they can be understood without a verbal pitch. By working side by side in silence, the team produces a diverse range of detailed solutions that rarely emerge from traditional, loud meetings. On Wednesday morning, the sketches are posted on the wall. The team walks through this art gallery in silence, using small dot stickers to highlight the specific parts of each solution they find most effective. After a brief critique of each sketch, every member casts a straw poll vote. But because group consensus can often lead to safe, watered-down products, the sprint uses a decider rule. The decider has the power to override the room. They listen to the team's feedback, but ultimately place a super vote sticker on the solution they believe in, even if it wasn't the most popular choice. If 2 ideas are both strong but completely contradictory, the team doesn't merge them. Instead, they prepare a rumble, a plan to test both versions against each other. This ensures the project maintains a sharp, specific vision, which provides much clearer data than a compromise designed to please everyone in the room. Thursday is about building a facade. The goal isn't to write actual code or build a functional backend, but to create an illusion that feels real to a user. To find the right level of detail, the team aims for the Goldilocks zone. If the prototype is too rough, user feedback isn't reliable. If it's too high-end, you've wasted time. It needs to be just right to evoke a genuine reaction. The team divides into roles like makers and writers, using design software or presentation tools to stitch together a clickable, realistic version of the product. Successfully faking the product in a single day allows the company to test a concept before committing to months of heavy engineering. Friday brings the week's work into the real world. The team puts their clickable facade in front of 5 targeted customers for a series of one-on-one interviews. research shows you don't need a massive sample size for this stage. Interviewing just 5 users is typically enough to uncover 85% of the fundamental usability and concept issues. While one person conducts the interview, the rest of the team watches a live feed from another room, recording positive, negative, and neutral reactions on a color-coded matrix. The sprint ends with a clear qualitative understanding of whether the idea is worth pursuing, long before a single line of production code is written. At the start of the week, the risk was a 6-month project that might fail on launch day. By Friday evening, that risk has been drastically reduced. In just 5 days, the team has gathered evidence of how their target market will react, without draining their budget or spending months in development. Validating an idea before building it is a highly effective way to avoid the most expensive mistakes in product development. To apply this, replace open verbal debate with silent individual sketching. This creates a meritocracy where the quality of the idea matters more than who is speaking. Stop relying on months-long beta tests. Build realistic facades in days to get immediate feedback. Finally, ensure the decider takes full responsibility for the final direction, rather than relying on the safety of group consensus. In a business environment where time is finite, the ability to learn quickly is the primary competitive advantage.